Welcome back to another episode on the MLD Balls page. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, so like I said, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and how a Super Bowl team, gets better. Like, dude, this team is nasty. They won the Super Bowl. They probably should be the favorites to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Jalen Hurts, let me get down on my knees. Psych, I'm not getting down on my knees for no man ever in my life, but I will for my wife. But Jalen Hurts, my bad, bro. I said that I was calling you overrated. No cap. I was talking crazy on Jalen Hurts' name. So Eagles fans, I'll be the first to apologize to y'all before I apologize to somebody else. I was the one saying Jalen Hurts overrated and stuff. I was the one yapping. But at the same time, it's just like I'm first of all, I'm a Giants fan. I guess I'm a hater. I guess. But like it's also like, dude, this team is so good. This team is so good, and they got Saquon. Like what? I actually like as a Giants fan, believe it or not, I love seeing Saquon on a team with the elite offensive line because I always just thought, what if, And now I don't have to think anymore. I see he's the best running back in the league and best receiving back in the league, and it's just crazy. Like I see he is what I thought he was, and I'm not just a delusional fan that thought he was good. He is good. It's just his offensive line always sucked, you know. AJ Brown, he tough on the outside. Devonta Smith, he could route run. Jahan Dotson is a nice sneaky pickup, by the way. He's able to keep defenses honest and on their toes. So can Terrence Marshall, who I like. This team is like four receivers deep. I guess if you've been tuning in with the series and listening to what I gotta say about all of these teams, kind of overreacted with the Rams, but at the same time, Puka and Devontae Adams, Devontae Adams, I overreacted with the Rams. I was talking about how they only have two receivers and it's like four deep, but I don't really like the four. I like the Eagles receiver room more than the Rams, but like it's not that far off from each other. Especially if the Rams just got like a number three, like nah, the Eagles room is good as it is. The Eagles weapons is as good as it is. They got Saquon. They got Dallas Goedert, who's a good player. Oh man, Kylan Granson, who honestly gave them some good moments. Kenyon Green, who they traded for, who on the Texans kind of had a down year, but let's see what he could become on the Eagles, man. The Eagles are a team that's always able to make some shake. And dude, I haven't even got to my favorite part of the video yet, to where I talk about these draft picks. The Eagles, it's mainly because they're on the defensive side of the ball. Let's go on and talk some defense, man. Jaid Campbell, who they took in the first round. Not somebody who I really saw any weaknesses in. He's athletic, good pass cover. He's all around, good technique. He knows what he's doing at the linebacker position, and he also, I say all around because he could pass rush quite a bit. Like I wouldn't label him as a pass rusher, nor would I move him to ever be a pass rusher. But he could pass rush, like he can get to the quarterback. Um, Not as good as Michael Parsons, but as good as Bobby Wagner, maybe a little bit better. But at the same time, he's so good at pass coverage and getting back and playing run defense to the point where do you want to, utilize him as a blitzer? Do you want to have him going at quarterbacks when you could literally just have him, in pass coverage and doing what he does in the run game? Because that's what he's better at. But he's also, like I said, good. Look, bro, this is a guy who is going to produce for you. Like he's a good linebacker, and he played for Alabama. Like he's one of the better linebackers I've seen from Alabama, which kind of says enough. Andrew Andrew. Andrew is a safety who man, I kind of regret putting that I don't see a weakness in him. It's obviously his frame and size. He's 5'11", 190. I don't know why I put he has no weaknesses, but in his game, he has no weaknesses. He could tackle at that little size, but maybe that's the thing though. In the NFL, could he do that? A player comp for him is like Devin McCourty, bro. Like in the backfield, just playing safety, he could do it all by himself. Like On the cover three, I'd put him in the middle. Cover one, I'd have him as the one. Like he could cover a lot of distance and is fast. And thing is though, he's 5'11", 190, but he's not gonna let too many things get behind him. The issue though is what if he has Saquon Barkley as the only person in front of him? That's scary. If you're at the point where Saquon Barkley is who he has to tackle, bro, it might be a touchdown. I get it, but you shouldn't be letting your safety be getting tackled by Saquon Barkley. But at the same time, it's always an amazing thing to have a safety who isn't 5'11", 190 in the NFL. So that's Andrew's biggest weakness, but he's amazing in coverage, and that's why he got drafted as highly as the second round, even at 5'11", 190. He's that sticky in coverage. He's disciplined, and dude, that should be his calling card in the league. Hopefully, he can turn out to be like a Xavier McKinney type of player if he is able to not have his height and weight be an issue. Next player is Antoine Powell Ryland. He's an edge rusher who, dude, I actually genuinely don't see a weakness in him though. Is 6'3", 250 small at edge? Like, I guess he's a smaller edge rusher, I guess, but he's a good run defender. He has good technique. He's a good pass rusher, and he knows what he sees the play before it happens. Dude, he if he gets if he's strong and gets more strength onto him, he's literally Khalil Mack. Like, no, he's gonna replace Josh Sweat. I can tell you that much. At this point, I'm trying to find out, is he Khalil Mack, and people just let him go in the sixth round because of no reason. I don't know what Antoine Powell Ryland falling in the draft was about, but maybe fans will let me know in the comments. I think this guy is nasty, bro. I think he is tough. I think he's gonna have a long career in the NFL. And dude, he knows what he's doing. And the thing about him, I guess, is that he's 23 years old. He's on the older side, but like, bro, even though he's older, I do know that he's a good player, and he's gonna produce for the Eagles as soon as year one. And we're gonna see what the Eagles could do with him, bro. Like, this draft, the Eagles netted a safety who I think is a great cover safety. They netted a great in between Mike linebacker and a great pass rusher. Like they added three skill sets, such as a tackler, a coverage guy, and a pass rusher. They added to all three units of the team defensively, and I think like good. Like, Zach Bond is gonna allow Jaid Campbell to walk, or Jaid Campbell's gonna allow Zach Bond to walk, is what I meant to say. Like, Jaid Campbell, I should have put that as a player comp for y'all. Zach Bond, literally, he plays like Zach Bond. He could get to the pass rush exactly like Zach Bond. That's Zach Bond kind of plays similarly to Bobby Wagner, so that's kind of why the comp makes sense. Um, Dude, this defense, man. Not only did they add these things like I'm mentioning right now, but you got your rookies in Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, who I was super high on last year, who somehow fell to this team, and now they got Antoine Powell, who to me is a crazy fall. Like, now they adding somebody to the D line who felt crazy to me. Like, they got two DBs and the D lineman added next to Jalen Carter, who I don't even got to talk about too much. Jordan Davis. No, dude, this is a team that do the Eagles go back to back? Do the Eagles go back to back? The way I'm talking about how many players they got, how much depth they got, at this point, does the team go back to back? They added a Dory Jackson. Like, if you have a cornerback room of a Dory Jackson, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean out there, and then you have Kelly Ringo, that is four that is four quality NFL cornerbacks right there. Four quality NFL cornerbacks right there. And Andrew, I think, is a great safety. So you're gonna allow Cooper DeJean to still disguise as much as you want him to, because you're either gonna have him at strong safety or nickelback now. And Reed Blankenship is somebody who the past couple of years has kept on producing. Lewis Sign, I don't know how he's ended up on the Eagles, but that's somebody who a couple years ago looked decent, but I guess he ain't been up to much, and I guess the Vikings let him go. Unfortunate, but maybe he could see some do on the Eagles, Dude, this Eagles team, bro, do y'all go back to back? Bryce Huff, let me look at the schedule, man. Is this a team that has a hard schedule to end the season? I'm not even gonna look at the beginning. I don't care about the beginning of this team's schedule. I care about the end. And at the end, they're gonna play against the Raiders, the Washington Commanders twice, and the Bills. What if the Commanders are like on point, right? But at the same time, what if the command? I mean, I guess you're giving. I guess the NFL is giving the Commanders time to like yeah. They the team that has the best chance against the Eagles, right? Yeah, them and the Cowboys, dude. The Commanders. If Jaden Daniels is good at year two, that means at the end of the season, if he wants a chance in making the playoffs, he's gonna have to take down the Eagles and hopefully beat the Eagles 3 times in like 6 weeks, type thing. I don't think that happens, man. I'm not that. The Commanders roster kind of weird. Debo Samuel, I'm not that high on them. Man, they got a bunch of weird things going on in Washington. Like Eagles, bro. I'm a Giants fan. One thing that we can agree on, even if Washington has something good going on for them, they'll find a way to mess it up. They'll find a way, dude. Like Josh Cornelli in the first round after you traded for Laramie Tunsil. They self sabotaging over there, boy. Mm, mm. Man, Eagles is just a team. Who would they lose to in the playoffs? You got the Lions. I mean, dude, no, I think this team beats the Lions in the playoffs, man. Who else? The 49ers. Eagles fans, believe it or not, I think the 49ers might be y'all scariest opponent because they are a team last year that was very competitive and could have been even more competitive if they had things such as they quarterback not get hurt, they running back not get hurt. They also even added Jordan James uh in the Bay. Like that's kind of tough. They got holy and Ayuk. Oh man. I mean, 49ers to me, with all those rookies that they acquired, if y'all want to hear me talk about more teams, go listen to me talk about maybe the 49ers and why I think what they added in the draft could possibly make them scary. And the 49ers could get wicked. Maybe the 49ers is y'all biggest comp this year. Eagles fans. Lions is good. It would be a good game, but I think y'all would ultimately get that. What other teams could the Eagles lose to at this point? I gotta just talk about teams that could beat the Eagles because there isn't that many of them. Like you have the 49ers, who I think could. The Lions obviously could, but I think the Eagles would. The Bills, man, the Bills, man, the Bills. I mean, they got possibly the best quarterback in the league, so you always could with that. But I think the Eagles would take on the Bills and beat them up. No, I think, oh man, that wouldn't be a bad matchup though. The Bills are a good matchup. So the Bills 49ers are the best teams I think got a chance of beating the Eagles so far. The Chiefs, did they revamp that offensive line? Like before the Chiefs, I look at anything, I gotta look at that offensive line if you want to play with the Eagles. And they have Josh Simmons. Wow, yeah, they did. Okay, okay. Hey, Chiefs are still knocking at the door. Chiefs are still knocking at the door, and y'all know if the Chiefs are knocking at the door, they ain't too far, right? No, the Chiefs are still knocking at the door. So we got the Chiefs, the Bills, the 49ers, Ravens. Nah, I'm gonna give the Eagles that, believe it or not. I'm gonna give the Eagles the Ravens. Dude, the Ravens is 50-50 though. Those are the only teams though. I think the 49ers, the Ravens, the Bills, and the Chiefs are the only 4 teams that in like a playoff game could beat the Eagles. And that doesn't even mean every single one of them do, because you got to remember some of these teams could have a game where George Kittle is out. So now I like the Eagles more, like some of these teams could have a game where Josh Allen is out. And now I obviously like the Eagles more. This is a thing where the Eagles have put themselves once again as one of the favorites in the league. That's just what it comes down to. As long as they're healthy, they are one of the favorites in the league. And now, are they only the favorites? They're one of the favorites with depth. That's kind of why they make it far. Not only do they have depth, but they draft well to, like, if somebody gets hurt, they'll be able to develop them instead of being in panic mode, you know? Like the Eagles know what they're doing. This is a team that has Super Bowls for a reason. Shout out to Philadelphia, man. Y'all might repeat, man. I ain't gonna lie. Philadelphia is in prime destination, prime position to repeat, and that would be to great GM and great culture. And hey, you got Georgia defense with you got the Georgia Eagles with that defense, man, and the offense like this, man. Holy, no, the Eagles comp, bro. Like, oh man, dude, but Buddy, who's they GM, he gotta chill out, bro. The Giants need a piece of cake too, man. Eagles have really took over the NFC East the past couple years. Shout out to the Eagles, man. I remember there was a time where there was never back-to-back division winners in the NFC East. The Eagles about to like they about to change that, man. They about to change that for a while. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Gotta respect them as much as I hate on them when I'm talking. I gotta respect them when I'm talking about making that episode on them in the whole video because that's Super Bowl champions right there, man. Shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to Cooper DeJean. Shout out to Saquon Barkley, Giants Nation. We miss you, but hey, one thing I know is I'm proud of you and I see you doing your thing, boy. So keep doing your thing. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Have a nice day and God bless.